Welcome back. Every once in a while, you come across an idea so simple, it makes you wonder why no one thought of it any sooner. One woman starts a WhatsApp group, and suddenly, what began as a personal effort to cut down on waste snowballs into a movement that's inspiring thousands across India.
It's called Let's Declutter. It's all powered by ordinary people, but it's reshaping the way India thinks about secondhand. Today, it spans multiple cities, 185 WhatsApp groups, and more than 36,000 members. And at the heart of it all, Mary Kondo almost of India is Kiran Gupta. She joins us this morning to tell us about how this initiative became one of India's most inspiring eco-friendly revolutions. Good morning. It's so lovely to have you here on the show. Let's just sort of ask you, Kiran, a bit about the basics first. So just tell us, how many members are there right now? Because this number we gave was from an article. So what are the current numbers? Where do they stand? Which cities are you in, and which of those cities are the most active?
Okay. Let me first thank you for giving me this opportunity. It's my pleasure to be here. And in fact, I won't say pleasure is my Let's Declutters initiative and my full team's pleasure to be here.
Awesome.
Okay. So I have now we have a community of 38,000 plus members. And we are spread across almost 200 cities and with 180 groups all across India. So, Bangalore is on the top of the list.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. Bangalore is doing pretty well, and followed by Delhi NCR, including Gurgaon, which is doing pretty well. But I won't like to miss the opportunity of mentioning here about our tier 2 cities, which are like Goa, Mysore, Kochi, Coimbatore are really doing well. So that tells us that mindful living is not just in metros. It's all across India, people are trying to follow. We are still coming up in other cities, smaller cities, but yes, we are making moves slowly and steadily.
Okay.
Love that. So there are more and more people who are trying to get away from everything that they've struggled with for years at length. Kiran, tell us a little bit of these interesting stories. What's been the most surprising or the most unusual item that has ever been exchanged on that platform? And give us a little bit of a background to it.
Sure. Actually, there have been a lot of emotional stories which come across from people, but one of the very touching stories was from one of the Bangalore members only, wherein the member lost her mother and mother-in-law in a very short span of time. And while going through their belongings, she found these treasures of LPs and vinyls, so vinyl records. And she told us she decided by seeing that I'm going to give it to someone who will really value. She'll wait till she finds someone like that. So luckily, very soon she came across a requirement posted in Bangalore group, and she approached the person, and she felt the person was really keen on those items, and she decided that she's not going to involve money in any way. She's just going to pass on the treasure. And the best thing what she mentioned at the end was that it was a beginning of a soulful connection within that whole deal. She made a connection with that person really well.
That's so beautiful, and I think it really talks to the almost spiritual act of giving something away and what it can mean, you know.
Yes.
Can we ask you to tell us? Let's go into the founder mode for a second and ask you. Your creation of this group, the fact that you decided to stick to WhatsApp over all these years.
Yeah.
Why was that? Because one might argue that there's a little bit of a fear, you know, one day if WhatsApp goes down the same way Instagram does or something happens, that could be, you know, that could undo all your years of work. So why stick to it? What was your thought there?
Basically, it's been 5 years we are here, and WhatsApp is a very extremely widely accepted app. And it's most convenient for people, and especially all age groups. We have a lot of senior members in our groups. So we had to give something convenient. In fact, a lot of people told me, you start an app, you do it through website. I said, no, we want to stick to something really convenient for people, because it's just a click away. Members can easily post their items, and they can browse at their own convenience. So yes, as you're saying, it can be a challenge going forward. But till now, it's been a strength. But yes, we are working on alternatives, thinking we are all the time on it to do the best possible with the growing volumes. And we'll have backups the day that comes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I love the part where you constantly emphasized on the fact that there are so many emotions connected with the certain items that you've kept or you've held on to for the longest time. And just by giving up on them, a certain emotional release that comes with it. Kiran, have you noticed this pattern in conversations that happen on your WhatsApp channel? What are those conversations? What is the kind of community culture that you've unknowingly ended up building through this entire journey?
Yeah, I would say we have created a wonderful platform in terms of relationships and all. People are really happy to be part of this, not from just dealings perspective, but many people initially when we started the concepts in new cities, new places, a lot of people told us we never knew so many people in our own society. Let's Declutter introduced us to like-minded people in our own neighbors, I would say, in neighbors. So, and in fact, there are many people who say that we made lovely, wonderful friends through this platform. It's much beyond dealings. I mean, it's just not dealings when you meet like-minded people and you meet wonderful people whom you didn't know. So people are really happy with that those emotional connections they are making.
Okay, and tell us, this is essentially a WhatsApp group where if there's something that you want to do away with in your own house, you can put it there, say, I'm selling it for this much, and someone can decide to buy it or not. But has that meant, because you run the group, have you ever had a moment where you've seen an item on there, you're like, let me put, my name down because this is like, have there been things that have been really hard to let go of, things you really wanted for yourself? Tell us a little bit about that too.
Yes, certainly there have been very nice items. People, when they relocate, when they move out, they have been selling lovely items which are very well kept. And frankly, I have been tempted many a times and I have shared my pictures with my husband. But then I feel that I tell myself I have one rule that you buy it only if you need it. Otherwise, you're going to create a clutter, which you're doing for so many people, you're going to create a clutter for yourself. So I think before going for any such thing.
Lovely. Kiran, tell us a little bit about some of these stories. We're talking about the bright side of it, but are there challenges also that you encounter? Have there been moments wherein, you felt that this initiative has almost failed, and how did you then pull back from it?
Okay. First, I'll talk about when I initiated this. I was trying to start my first group. There were a lot of challenges. It was not easy to start because I came across people who would say, this concept won't work here. I started my first group from Gurgaon. So people were like apprehensions, a lot of apprehensions I faced. That this used items concept won't work here. Then there were people who were like, what's her motive behind it? Why is she doing it? I got to hear that also. So it took me a lot of time, effort and patience, I would say, to convince people that why I was doing it and what's the benefit. We are moving towards a sustainable environment and it is essential for people to reuse these items. And but I think my passion for sustainability kept me going and had for such a long time. But ultimately, people were convinced, and it worked. But most challenging was when actually you asked when I felt it might fail. This was the second wave of COVID. Which came, and groups, actually one group only, which went absolutely silent for a few months. And so there was a fear that would it come back? Would I be able to revive this again after so much has happened? So, but I had to work on it all over again, which I had done earlier, and as a new thing, and it started. And plus, as an add-on, what we did it because we were feeling bad. So many families got affected, and so many people had to forcibly close their businesses because of COVID. So we came up with an option where we allowed people as a special case to post their businesses, business items, so that they could close those businesses and clear their items as a special case. and it worked very well. I think it revived the confidence of people in the initiative once again.
Okay. It has been wonderful, Kiran, hearing from you. And we wish you all the best of luck. We hope that this spreads to every city in the country. 36,000 is an incredible number. We hope that number just expands. Thank you for joining us here on the show.
Thank you.